So it's January 2019. I drive Thomas down to Charlotte, and while I'm down there, 4 days into it, I get a phone call from Austin. Mom, I got a ride. I'm gonna be driving in Pomona. I did a 360. Let me tell you, I got Thomas moved in, and off to California I flew. And I was there for his first qualifying run. Literally, he was on the track, in the staging beams when I walked in. So that was the beginning for me. So our lives changed as far as being home, being that mom, being a wife, taking care of the house. I was on the road.
It was a great year to watch, to see him grow and race and see all the ups and downs in racing. But I was really proud of how hard he worked, and I felt he did a really good job driving the race car and promoting the sponsors.
It was so exciting for me, for Austin, for his brothers, for his dad. There was so much great energy. And I mean, race after race, we were there. And then Seattle came, and he got his first.
Austin Prock collects his first career victory. Mike Green sworn by Austin Prock's mother.
In my kid's life, that was one of the high points. That was one of the most exciting things as a mom, to see his dream come true. And he did it in fine fashion, let me tell you. That year was spectacular. It finished great. He was Rookie of the Year. Well deserved. He worked so hard. He worked so hard all year, from start to finish. In my eyes, of course, I'm his mother. Well deserved.
When COVID hit for us, I had my head buried in a race car since I was 11 years old. And, when the pandemic affected all of us, our sponsors and everyone, that the way it did, and, brought uncertainty into everything, that year was, definitely different.
Unfortunately, we had to close the doors at John Force Racing, and we were sidelined. I was just getting ready to purchase my first home, and it put me in a tough position as well. I had to go out and find other work, to make that happen and get my dream home, my first home.
We all had to make adjustments. Our life as it was changed, like everyone else in this world, and it was eye-opening, that's for sure.
You sit out a whole year and you're just hoping and praying that I'm going to be back in the seat. I'm going to get to go live my dream again. And a few short weeks before going into the 21 season, I found out that that wasn't going to happen. I was going to be sidelined, and I was going to have to sit out a whole nother season.
It was hard to watch, to be honest with you. It was hard to watch what you were going through, even though there was nothing we could do about it. We just had to keep pushing forward. It was a dream of yours that got pulled out from under your feet. But we've seen that before in all the years of racing. You started racing when you were 10. We had our moments from 10 on to today. Racing this is part of racing. Builds character, I guess. Makes you hungrier, makes you want it more, makes you work harder.
Unlike some other drivers that also lost their ride, John Force gave me a great opportunity to go work right hand in hand with my father. It was one of the best years of my life, honestly. Would I have rather been in the seat? Absolutely. But to get to work with my dad, that's something that a lot of people dream of and never get the opportunity. And I'll cherish that for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I enjoyed working with Austin this year on the cars, and he brought a good energy to our team. He had a good attitude, and we got to work. He worked on the superchargers, and so we had good interaction, on learning about them and, trying to make them as good as they could be, working on just little small things to improve them. And I enjoyed that. I know it wasn't what he wanted to do, but the next best thing to driving is still being out here and working on the cars.
It was what it was. I mean, there were a lot of people that struggled, that even today are still struggling. Some people, things worked out better, some it didn't work out as good. But all you can do is just muster through it and think positive and be strong and make yourself better. And I feel like that's what John Force Racing did. That's what Austin Prock did.
Going into the 2021 offseason, things were starting to look a little better. I had talked to our partner, Frank Teagues, a little bit. I ran into him in Las Vegas at one of our last races of the season, and things started to look a little bit more promising. It was no guarantee, but there was just that little bit of hope to keep my head above water, and things started to turn around. When we got back to the shop, just out of pure excitement, first day back, went straight over to my trailer and started reorganizing the pit. The pit had kind of turned into a little bit of a storage unit. So cleaned the pit up and just started getting it ready just in case. I even got my dad to hire my replacement, and I was training my own assassin because if this thing didn't go together, I was going to be out of a job again. So just hoping and praying, and we hired Joe Diazio, great kid. He was super easy to train, and he's going to be a great fit for that team over there. I can remember this morning vividly. It was a Monday, and I was coming into work, and to be honest, I had a really bad feeling about the day. That was the day that we were supposed to get the news. It was either going to be a go or a no. Went in there and sat down, and we got the news, and it was Frank Teagues and John Force, and he said that we're going back racing. And as soon as those words came out of his mouth, it was like 2,000 pounds lifted off my shoulders that I'd been carrying around for the last 2 years. Instantly felt like myself again, and excitement was through the roof, and just couldn't wait to get back out in the shop and get working on the cars. That meeting seemed like it took 3 hours, and it was only like 30 minutes just because I was so anxious to get on the phone, let my family know, start calling crew members because we didn't have a team together, start ordering parts, everything that we needed to do to get this car ready. The off season isn't very long in general, and when it takes half of the off season to get that news, your off season becomes way shorter, especially when you don't have anything ready.
So I got the text from Jimmy, said Austin had the deal. And I can't even tell you the emotion. It was a great day.
Going into the 2022 season, I have high expectations. I feel like we've put together an all-star crew chief lineup with Joe Barlam leading the charge and Ron Tobler, and we're putting together a really cool crew, a group that's going to get along very well. And I even got some of my crew guys from 2019 to come back to the team to come race with me again. I even have my brother Thomas. He's going to do the clutch on the car, so I get to work with my brother, and my other brother Sam. He's going to come to the first few races and do clutch with Thomas.
So not only for me to have my son back out in the driver's seat again, but it also brings my whole family back out to the racetrack. I am so looking forward to that. Now my husband just has to get me a ride where I can bring my dogs, and life will be good, and the cat.
It is exciting to have your kids work with you, to watch them grow up. When I was little, I was around race cars with my dad from the time I was 11. These kids grew up racing. We all did it together, and they learned along the way. It's really great that we have this opportunity. We want to try and make the most of it.
It's going to be a family affair out here, and I can't wait to get this ball rolling. I'm really looking forward to working with Montana Brand and Rocky Mountain Twist and representing them. They're great to work with, awesome people, and super easy to get along with. But really I'm excited about is getting back to the fans. The fans were great in 2021 supporting me. They came up to the ropes even while I was building superchargers, watching me work, having me sign their die-cast t-shirts, and it really made me feel, back at home. So I'm really looking forward to seeing everyone out at the racetrack this year, and hopefully we can make everyone proud.